Okay, welcome to Go for Both. Once again, we're up here at our Club of the Month, Diana's Health and Fitness in Northampton. This time, we're continuing our look through Prince's 2014 range. This time up, it's the Prince Pro Shark. Okay, first up, looking at the Pro Shark, we've got Dan here. Dan, how do you find it? You know, this falls in line with the Pro Beast Racket racket in the range. What do you think of it?
This is great. This is probably one of my favourite Prince rackets, along with the Beast. I mean, this Pro Shark it's got everything. It's got power, it's got control. It's great for the air because it's only 130 grams unstrung, so probably 135 with strings in. Yeah, it's a fantastic all-round racket.
How do you find, you know, it's got standard grommets, as opposed to some of the other rackets, which have got the O3 or the XO3. How do you find it?
Yeah, I prefer the standard grommet strips. I think a lot of people will, especially people changing from one brand and moving over to Prince. I think this is going to appeal to them, as the standard grommet strips are in most rackets and now in the Pro Shark.
How do you find it throughout the court? You know, you've been playing around with it. You know, you're a control sort of touch player, really. You know, how does that feel for you? Any particular shots you prefer? You know, you think it more highlights?
I mean, as it's such a solid racket and in good all areas of the court, it gives you a lot more confidence with your shots as well. You know, if you're using something that you're happy with and it feels good in your hand, you know, almost an extension of your arm, it's going to feel good and you're going to have a bit more confidence in your shot. So each shot is going to feel better.
It's got a power rating on this one of 650. You know, so just over the sort of the midpoint in their power range. Do you think that's an adequate rating?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously it depends how you hit the ball and how strong you are as well, depending on how hard you can actually hit it. But I mean, I think you don't want too much power. I think it's got plenty.
Okay, next up, we've got Dave here. Dave, you've been looking at the Pro Shark as well. How you found it?
It's a very interesting racket to play with. I'd probably say it's similar to a lot of the Prince range that they brought out, but it's more of a, I'd say more personally an all-round racket. It's got a good power rating of 650. I'll probably go along with that. I'd say it's got good power, but it's certainly not nowhere near as powerful as the Pro Beast, say, or the Warrior 1000. But it's still got some in it.
It's got the standard grommet strip in it rather than XO3 or O3. Dan was just mentioning that that kind of feels that creates more of like a normal sort of feel rather.
Yeah, it's going to be more classic. Yeah, more of a classic sort of squash racket feel. You're going to notice that I think in the sort of the vibration of the racket when it's following through the ball. It probably won't be as immediate. I'm not sure, but I certainly got more of a delayed reaction when playing this with it.
So we've been playing with it for a long time now, Dave.
Yeah.
You know, up and down the country.
Yeah.
How have you found it, you know, during your play testing? Any particular shots that sort of really stand out as good with it, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a nice feel to it. So you have confidence playing them shots that you wouldn't normally. I usually play that like length and good width and try and hit with power with most of my shots. But it was good mixing it up with this racket. You felt like you could play more like drops and sort of cuts, you know, and you had confidence doing it. I felt like this was a racket you could pick up straight away and play with. Yeah.
Okay, so I've been part of the test for this racket as well, and I must say, favourite racket out of all of the Prince's 2014 rackets. Really love this. It's right up my street. Great poise. Kind of a classic standard feel. I know a couple of the guys have already mentioned that, but I've just got to agree with them. It does feel very much like an original sort of classic squash racket would do. You know, really good with the volleys, going straight into the front of court. It's exactly my type of game. I love a short, fast, hitting winners game, and this is right up that street. You know, the PowerBite stringing system this has got is the same as you've got on the Pro Beast racket. It does show out on this. You know, you don't have to string it particularly loose to get ample power. You know, from the back of the courts, it comes through really well. You know, you won't get tired after a while. The weight's quite low, so it allows you to be very manoeuvrable. It's a quick racket on the court. You know, you change your directions, little fakes. Because of the stiff frame, you know, you can get loads of deception in your face. Once again, Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe right here on YouTube to keep up with the latest results. We'll see you next time.